I'm here today because we've obviously just had the results of an election here in the UK where Labour has won. Not a huge win for Labour, actually. It was a low turnout, 60%, which is the kind of lowest since 2001. And they only got 38% of the vote, which is essentially 1 in 5 people. So we are here to remind the incoming Labour government that they do not have a free hand here, but that in fact they are required to represent the will of the majority of Britons today who have not only want a ceasefire now, but want to see a free and independent Palestinian state.
So, Doctor, how did you see the general election, the win of Labour and the independent candidate, as you speak in Layan? How it's important to don't lose hope and continue to make change?
So we've seen 4 independent candidates oust Labour people in what would traditionally be Labour seats. And I think that in itself is a very, very strong indication of how deep the feelings run when it comes to the Palestinian issue. And I think it's the Palestinian issue is connected to so many other issues. They're connected to the disdain for international law, the reckless use of weaponry, Islamophobia, inequality in power, accountability within our political system. So I think it was certainly a strong message that's been sent. And then I think the biggest win of all was not technically a win. It was Liane Mohammed, a British Palestinian who's just 23 years old, whose campaign in many ways came out of nowhere and who almost beat a literal institutional figure. West Strating is as much of an institution as the institution itself. So I think that win is indicative of a changing tide. And I call it a win because it is.
So, Doctor, how do you think the new Prime Minister or the new government will deal with the pro-Palestinian here in Britain?
Well, we are not expecting a dramatic change because we've obviously seen the Labour government all through this even refusing to call for a ceasefire, using much vaguer language. So I think the key message is that we shouldn't be counting on the politicians at all, that we have to count on ourselves as the people to organise, to rally, to get together and to put the necessary pressure on those in power to ensure that they're listening.
Finally, do you have any message for Palestinian people, especially in Gaza?
That we are not forgetting the Palestinian people ever, that Gaza is always on our minds, that we are doing everything we can to make sure that this comes to an end and that they give us hope every single day.